Brought to you by Lister Pros TV, streaming from Tempe, Arizona. And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, Jordan Nielsen here, host of Real Estate Pros on Lister Pros TV, and today we are at Guild Mortgage in Tucson, Arizona, interviewing awesome agents down here in Tucson, and today we have a very special guest. We have Joel Sarmiento.
That is correct.
Did I say that right?
Absolutely.
Sarmiento, or with an accent, Sarmiento, of Coldwell Banker. Welcome to the show, Joel. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day to join us here at Guild Mortgage. So before we get into it, we'll give you an opportunity to introduce yourself. How long you been in real estate? What interested you in real estate, and a little bit about your background.
Well, absolutely. First of all, thank you for having me today.
Yeah.
So Joel Sarmiento, I've been in the real estate industry for now 18 months. But what really got me going was my background. I actually started in real estate back in 1993. Did it for 2 years, and then I was recruited into the financial industry at Bank One, which later on merged with JP Morgan Chase. And so I worked quite a bit. I worked 21 years in the financial industry. The first half of it was on the front side of it. So I was a regional manager, managed different states. And then the last 13 years I was with Wells Fargo on the servicing side. So I had to deal with a lot of the mortgage crisis that happened from 2008 through 2015. And having that type of background, along with the fact that I moved so often, and being in real estate, I've owned rental properties. That really, when I retired, that was kind of like the perfect match for me, going back into an area that I felt comfortable with. And in addition to that, I really felt that this was kind of my calling, help and guide those families get into a home. So that's the reason I'm in real estate today.
So you've been in real estate for 18 months, but actually you got a glimpse of it, you said, back in 93.
That is correct.
So having that little glimpse of 93 and fast forwarding now when you started, 2016, what are some of the biggest changes that you noticed in how it operates?
Well, a lot more of the technology. So back in 93, everyone went to the realtor first. Today, a lot of it is being done online. And then there was a sense of back in those days that real estate agents were in full control. Today, I think the customers are a little bit in more of a control. I remember, this is really terrible to say, but I remember a fellow agent would show 3 homes to a family, and they had to pick one of those 3 homes. That was their choice.
Oh,
Here's
wow.
3, you pick it, and that's it. You wouldn't dare try to do something like that today. So the buyers are a lot more savvier today than they were back in 93 and 94.
Yeah, and a lot more options out there, or you can sift through so many properties now. It's not like we have to go physically to every single property.
Absolutely.
So obviously presentation online. You've been in real estate for 18 months now. What is the importance of how you present homes online? How does that turn into good results for your buyers or sellers?
Well, I think one of the very first things that I do is make sure that I'm not the one taking photographs for the homes.
Hey, unless you're a professional, you may be.
I leave it to someone like yourself, to your company, Lister Pros, to be able to come in, take photos, do the video. If I need a drone, go ahead and do something like that. But then, in addition to that, is you really want to work with your customer on preparing that home. So if there's a lot of things in that property that you see that is cluttering that property, you want to be able to get rid of that. You want to talk to your customers in advance of what changes they may need to do in order for someone to like that property, to want to go and see it. So those are some of the things that I do in advance so that I can prepare that home, so when someone looks at it online, they'll want to actually go and physically see it.
Right. And from So you mentioned depersonalizing. Why would a seller want to depersonalize their home?
One of the things is if you're looking at a home, you want to imagine yourself in that property. And so if there's a lot of pictures of your family everywhere, it's very difficult for you to picture yourself being in this home. All you can think about and see is that particular family and that home, as opposed to when you go into a home that is clean, clear, then you can start imagining, well, I can put my furniture here, or I can put my pictures here, or I have this particular art that I want to focus on this corner. But if everything is taken up by the other family with all their valuables or pictures and things like that, it's difficult for you to feel like this would be your home.
Right. And obviously you've been in real estate now, the second go around, for 18 months. So you're 18 months into it. We know that sometimes the first year can be a challenge, getting your real estate business off the ground. How was your first year in real estate?
Actually, wasn't bad at all. It was pretty good. I had a lot of transactions, so that was a positive thing. And I think the other thing that made it well for me that first year is working with Coldwell Banker. They have a lot of excellent training. When you have questions, you have needs, they'll guide you through the process. So it made it easier for me to get into it and to kind of learn, because they were hands-on. They were there, and it made you very comfortable. And that was, again, one of the reasons that I chose Coldwell Banker.
And I know in a previous interview, somebody mentioned that they have a mentorship program. Were you a part of that, or did you, how did your initial...
Exactly. No, I received a mentor. And so the good thing about it was that person was there for you at all times. I remember that first listing appointment that I had. I actually sat down with my mentor, and we went through an actual presentation. What does it look like? What are some of the questions you're going to receive? How do you make that presentation? Why do you want to talk? What do you want to talk about Coldwell Banker as opposed to just about yourself? So they prep you, they make you feel comfortable, and they get you ready. And they're always there for you. It doesn't matter what the question, how important it is, they're always there for you. And that's been extremely helpful.
So you started your career 18 months ago. What has been the biggest thing that maybe you got into it and you weren't expecting, or something that you learned along the way? I asked this question because obviously real estate agents watch this show and different things like that. So maybe a piece of advice, that something maybe you learned, you're like, this maybe I would have done this a little bit differently, or here's a piece of advice I'd give to a brand new agent that's starting their career today to kind of help them hit the ground running.
Well, there's several things. First of all, have a business plan. So just don't go in blind thinking, oh, I'm just going to go there and I'm going to be fine. Have a plan. So how are you going to get your business? Where is your business coming from? Are you going to do marketing, and what does that look like? Are you going to do open houses? Who's your partner in the financial industry? So you've got to have a business plan going into. I think the other thing that I really kind of learned from the old days back in the 90s to today is the amount of paperwork. Okay? You've got to be able to take your time and make sure that you know your contracts, that you know the do's and don't, because today it's totally different. And then the other thing is, everyone seems to feel like they should get what they want. That's the other big change. Everyone seems to feel entitled,
right,
on either side, on the seller side and on the buyer side. So those are some of the things: the contracts, having a business plan, and how everyone today kind of work in the marketplace.
And so since you've been in this second go around in real estate, what have been the biggest drivers of your business success? Has it been open houses? Has it been calling on past clients or a sphere of influence? What have been those drivers for you?
I do a ton of open houses,
Yeah.
and they've actually done well for me. I've actually gotten business from having the open houses, but it's been a lot of past clients. It's been friends, family, and to me, those are the most important ones because those are the individuals that say, trust Joel Sarmiento. I'm giving you his name because I believe that he can take care of you. So a lot of my businesses really come from a family member, from friends, and I'm starting to receive some business also from clients that I've actually helped them either purchase a home or sell their property as well.
So you have a diverse background. Obviously, you came from banking. I came from banking and around. So a lot of the skills that you learn interacting with people kind of translate into real estate and helping you kind of get started faster, I guess, versus just coming out of high school or college and starting it and you don't know. So what were some of those things from your past experience that helped you kind of start off your real estate career on the right foot?
It's understanding the process. I think that was one of the helpful things. I knew what the mortgage products were. I knew how banking worked. I had a very good feel of the buy-in process because I moved many of times, and so I bought properties. I've had rental property as well. So I had a comfort level in understanding what this process looked like, and that I could actually guide and help someone, give them a helping hand in either buying or purchasing that home. So there was a different comfort level, a different type of experience that maybe someone didn't have because they've never been involved in the financial industry.
Sure.
Or never been involved in real estate whatsoever.
And so what do you enjoy most about being in real estate? I like to ask people this question just to find out, what do you like about it?
This is kind of the old-fashioned sounding, but I just enjoy helping someone. And where that really comes from is that when I moved so many times, I was lucky enough to have someone that was extremely good, that was always there for me, that made me comfortable, that helped me through the process, that when I needed questions, answers, they were there for me. They made the process enjoyable. And that's the part that I really like. I mean, when you think about it, someone is purchasing a home, which is their biggest investment that probably will ever have in their lifetime. And you're going to be able to be there and guide them through that process and be able to answer any question and help them find the right home of their dreams. That to me that's it. That's the most important thing. That's what I enjoy the most.
Absolutely. Building those relationships and,
Yes.
and guiding through that process. Awesome, Joel. Well, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to join us here on Real Estate Pros. If somebody watching this maybe wants to ask you some additional questions about your early real estate success, or they're looking to buy or sell a home in the Tucson area, how does somebody get a hold of you?
Well, they can get a hold of me two ways. One is call me directly at 520-425-6009, or they can email me at joel.sarmiento@azmoves.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Joel. Appreciate your time, and we will see you guys on the next episode.